welcome back to Love Your Food. This week we have a really simple and delicious side dish for you. This is a mix of asparagus and peas that we call Asparapeas, and it's basically exactly what it says on the tin. And super simple, really great when they're both in season. There's a really short overlap at the beginning of the summer where you get asparagus and peas both fresh, both in season, and let's get started. So we have some fresh asparagus. We're going to use a little bit of butter. We have a little bit of lemon juice in there as well. Some nice fresh peas that we've shelled. Some chervil and some green onions. Now we're going to start by getting our butter melted. So we're going to put our pan on medium-high heat. And we're going to get that butter in there. We are lucky enough to have access to some amazing fresh produce. So we got some fresh Ontario peas and some fresh Ontario asparagus for this. It was really, really fantastic. Both beautiful right out of the farm. Really, really excellent. So start your butter melting, and you can add your peas while the butter's melting. They actually do take a little bit longer to cook than the asparagus, so you do want them in there first. Meanwhile, after you have snapped your asparagus, to get rid of the woody bit at the bottom, you're just going to cut them into pretty small pieces, honestly. You want them just a little bigger than those peas, which gives a really nice texture to the whole dish. Keeps everything pretty consistent. Nice flavor, nice texture. And you don't want to cut the tips too much because they're pretty delicate, but you do want to keep everything sort of the same size. So if you have some particularly long ones, you can always just go in and cut them individually so you're not cutting those tips into really small pieces. A little bit of salt. And we're going to keep cooking those for a little while longer. They're not quite ready yet. And then once they start to get a little bit of color, we're going to add all of our asparagus. And you can give it a little stir or a little flip until it's nicely coated with that butter and everything is well combined. And then when the asparagus starts to cook, we are going to chop up our green onions. Now we use the whole thing. We're going to use the whole green onion here. So here you see Chef Caleb is going to give a really nice fine little chop to this. And all the way through to the greens as well. And that's just going to all go into the pan with our asparagus and peas. Give it a little stir, and give it a little flop or mix in there. Make sure it's all well combined. At this point, the heat should be sort of on a medium-low heat. And then we're going to chop our chervil. Now, we have this fresh in our garden. If you don't have it or you don't have access to it, you can always use something like tarragon, but tarragon has a little more intense flavor, so you'll use less of it than you see here. And of course, all the ingredients will be in the description below. So add our chervil. We're going to add the juice of half of a lemon. And that's it. Once that lemon's in there, that's the last step. So you want to make sure that the asparagus is good and tender, your peas are cooked through, and then, yeah, just that little splash of lemon juice and it's done. That's the end of it. So this recipe is great as a side dish for all sorts of grilled foods. Goes really well. As you can see here, we're going to do the recipe for the sesame crusted salmon next week. And yeah, it's really fantastic, easy, bright, fresh, late spring, early summer veggie dish. Absolutely fantastic. We love it. If you like this recipe, please do like and subscribe. And if you have any recipes you'd like to see Chef Caleb try on the channel, please let us know in the comments below. And remember to love your food.